Hello, and welcome to Advocating for Oppressed and Marginalized Populations. My name is Dr. Aisha Bonner-Kozad, and you can call me Dr. Bonner. I will be your guide through this semester. If you take a look at the syllabus here, you will see that I've given you my personal email. I don't check my Howard email every day, so if you really need to get a hold of me in a timely fashion, this is the best way to go. I've also provided my cell phone number. You're more than welcome to text anytime. Please only call if it's a real emergency, but I'm pretty good about getting back to text. Keep in mind, I do work a full-time job Monday through Friday. So this class is completely asynchronous. We will not meet. However, I've selected Wednesday as our class day. And really, I find it's helpful to time bound the class, these virtual classes. On Wednesday, I'll post the update, our announcement to the class, which is just a reminder. And I will be available for office hours from 8 to 9 every week on Wednesday. Just making that correction there. Okay, so I'm not going to read this. I just want to point out a few things. A lot of good information here. I think it's important for you all to review the objectives and outcomes. This is what you should get out of the class. And you should make sure you're getting that. Core competencies from CSWE, sorry. Just some important course information. We won't meet, so the COVID stuff is not going to be relevant for us, but please make sure you're following, if you are on campus, university guidelines about mask wearing. This class cannot be audited. Only students who are on the roster are permitted to take it. No academic dishonesty, no plagiarizing, no cheating. You know, if you need any type of accommodations, please make sure that you reach out to the Student Services Office of Student Services, and get that paperwork rolling. Don't sleep on that. Though I will think you'll find this class, the way it's designed, it's very friendly for all types of learners. So, but I'm happy to abide by any additional requirements you might have. If you are having any issues, sex or gender-based discrimination, sexual misconduct, or anything you think might be retaliation, please understand that you have rights and resources, including counseling and support, so confidential support. So that information is here. Writing in the School of Social Work is an important skill. We use the APA manual, so if you're not familiar with APA formatting, you've used MLA or some other Chicago style. APA is different. It has different rules and regulations, and I will be grading on that. APA is the formatting style for our profession, and it's important that you know it and can use it effectively. This website here, owl.english.purdue.edu, is an excellent resource for APA. Highly recommended. I used it all throughout my dissertation. They've continued to update it and make it even more useful. So I highly, highly, highly encourage you to access it if you're new to APA, or even if you're not. I mean, I still use it. If you think that your writing is not going to be up to standard, please reach out. Howard has a writing center, and it is available at no cost to all students. So the only way you get to be a better writer is to write, get criticism on your writing, and keep writing, and keep writing, and keep writing. That's the only way. Let's see. It's always good to have a friend in class in case, you know, you miss something, or I don't know, your computer's down. Just something to try to do. As I said, we're going to be using Blackboard for the entirety of our class. So make sure you have access to it. Here are the required text. Just more tips about the online learning environment. I'll leave that to you. An important note, you can't miss more than 6 discussion boards. There's 1 or 2 every week. And you cannot miss more than 6 or you will automatically fail the class. They're the proxy for us actually being in class together. So they are very important. Please keep that in mind. Standard grading scale, nothing out of the ordinary there, with the exception of the fact that I weight my grades. And so you can't just add together the total points for assignments and think you have a good understanding of where your grade is. Everything's weighted, and you can see the weights here. Some things are weighted and don't have a ton of points. Some things are weighted and have a lot of points, like your policy paper. The mini exams, the 4 of them together are almost half of your grade. So it's just super important to keep that in mind as you're moving through. So, but here are the assignments. They're write-ups. There's more information on some of them online on the learning platform. So keep that in mind. And then the outline of the class, which again, I am not going to read. And finally, most importantly, the course calendar. Now you'll see here, I mentioned that I would send out announcements every week. I'm almost, 95% of the time I'll make that. There might be a week or 2 where I don't. Irrespective of whether or not I make the announcement, the work is scheduled. You have every date and every assignment and every material you need for the entire semester on day 1. And that is my expectation, is that you will meet these deadlines and get work turned in a timely fashion. I will make every attempt to get your grades for each grouping of assignments back within a week, with the exception of the policy paper. It will take me longer than a week to get them all graded. So just a heads up. Again, all of this information is on the learning platform on Blackboard. And we're going to switch over to that now, so I can do a brief walkthrough. Now, I think most most students are familiar with online learning, just given the trajectory of the pandemic. But start here, gives you some tips, some information. Oh, heads up, also reminder, you are looking at my view of Blackboard. Yours is going to look slightly different. And some things that show up on mine will not populate in the student view because I release them periodically, but just so you know that they're there. One note, I have a little quiz. I'm just tracking who's planning to graduate in the spring. Very important for me to know because those grades have to be in early. So make sure to fill that out. Announcements, there are none yet because I haven't sent one, but they will go here. I think actually when you come into the page, it brings you right here. Like I said, all of the course material is already available to you. If I run across something that I want to share, I think is interesting during the semester, I'll post it, but I won't be adding any new assignments, just maybe information for you. Okay, the discussion boards. So here, just a little intro, the instructions, and a place for you to share with one another. I will not go into the student lounge. It's just for you. If you have a non-urgent question, you can post it here. And then think about the discussion questions as if I were at the front of the classroom and posing a question to the class. And people started to answer and a discussion ensued. That's sort of the philosophy here. So each week you'll get my question to the class. You will respond to me with 200 words, and then you will respond to 2 separate classmates, 100 words apiece. Why these numbers? They seem arbitrary. They're not. It's based on educational research done on, you know, what are the gold standards for online learning? And that number has remained consistent over the years. So I feel very good about that being the sweet spot where it's not so much that it is a distraction from the work you need to get done, and of course your busy schedules, but enough so that you actually get something meaningful out of it. Your replies to classmate cannot be great job, love it, you always write the best things, ha ha ha, that's so funny. They must be substantive. Okay, just keep that in mind. And same for your response to me, right? I mean, we're looking for substance, not fluff here. And yes, I do count the words. I count them because the number actually matters. It's backed by science. And everyone should be held accountable to the same standard. Okay, so I don't actually count them. There's a function in the computer that counts them for me, but nonetheless, they are counted. And you will not receive full credit if you do not meet the standard. So I like to call this low-hanging fruit. This is the discussion boards altogether are a 10th of your grade. Okay, so the difference between an A and a B, C and a B, okay, fully a difference in your grade. This low-hanging fruit is probably the simplest type of work you will get for the whole semester. I urge everyone, don't sleep on it. Get into a rhythm, get into a schedule, figure out how to make it work for you, but get it done and get it done every week. Okay, so the discussion boards are all here. As you can see, every question for the whole semester is here. Okay, so Blackboard tools, Blackboard help, course information. So the syllabus is, the paper syllabus is here. The video I'm making right now will be right here. All of that material at the front of the syllabus, the course calendar, what you're being evaluated on, textbook, some additional communications tools, and orientation to distance learning, if this is new to you. And then the units of study. So in each week looks very much the same in terms of the layout. You have your learning objectives, the source material, supplementary readings. If I have the link, it's provided. And then multimedia. I am a firm believer that not everybody gets the most from reading. Some people do, but other people absorb material in auditory or visual ways. And so I think for those folks, having these videos is very complementary to the readings. And they're just, I mean, they're good in another way to approach ingesting the material. So I've done quite a bit of curating, and I got positive feedback from students last semester. So in addition to the multimedia, I have these thought exercises. Sometimes it says like required viewing or something like that. Anyway, there's nothing for you to write. This is purely a thought exercise. So I'm sharing some content with you and then asking you to think about some stuff. And I'm not going to ask about it, but it's for your own benefit as you grow as a social work professional. So, and then the chapter PowerPoint, sometimes I have some additional PowerPoints that are available to you. And then a link to the discussion board. So you'll find the link to the discussion board for each week in that week's lesson, but you can also access the entire discussion board from this link here. So that's what each of the content weeks look like. Then now your view for this is going to look very different because all of the tests are only available the week that they're due. So you will not see them, but just so you know, they are all there and ready for you. Again, as I said, the breakouts of the written assignments, there's additional materials here, like here is the outline that you should be following, plus all of the information for the paper. And this is a big one. It's weighted heavily, and it's also worth a lot of points. So the analysis paper is not the assignment to sleep on and not the one to wait till the last minute. It's too much work to do any sort of reasonably good job in the last minute. So let's see. And it says here that the copies of the grading rubric will be available. They're already online. All the rubrics are online. Okay, so this is information about your major written assignments, and here's where you turn them in. Do not submit a PDF. If you're afraid the Blackboard is going to mess with your alignments or your formatting, that's fine. You can submit a PDF, but I want the original document that you wrote in. If it's Google Docs, Word, something else, put the original file, and then in addition, you can add the PDF, but don't only send me the PDF. Okay, so let's see. So my contact information is also here. And virtual office hours can be reached by clicking that link. This is virtual office hours. And as you can see, every office hour for the whole semester is already populated. You won't be able to go into it until it's actually, I think you have 15 minutes before. So those are the major high points, I would say. I look forward to learning with you and getting to know you all. Thanks.